Okay, this will be just short. I already got something set up. I want to do this up, then I'll pull it off, and then I'm going to upload it on my YouTube. I've been saying I want to do this, and I didn't get started earlier. I was going to play the actual game, but we're not even hooking the goddamn game. Did that hook it? Yeah. A little late on dinner. This is here you go. Put the time. Stuff away. My bar. Oop, might need that. Oop, I don't need that. All right. Well, here, down on the ground. Let's see. Was that all right? Really? You don't want to get close to the guys because yes, I have zombies enabled. All right. Back to where we're at. Let's see if I'm still wearing. Yeah, to get close to the dial. Okay. Well, here we have a solar power. A lot of people know about these. Can't create them. Can't craft them. You can only buy them from a trader once you get it open. Actually, get them to come open though. You want to have a better barter with the NPCs. Just give ourselves some more XP here so we have the points. XP. Alright. Back to the skill. Better barter. You're going to want these up. That'll get you the profit, but it'll also open up the solar cells and panels. Really, guys? Oh, I forgot. I do have in the solar game. I do have these zombie count up. They're ridiculous high amount. Oh yeah, they're gonna be walking around. They're not cheap. No sell price. Okay. I don't even know where my traders are, but usually they're very cells are super expensive. The panels are usually like 3,000 gold. So there we are. We have our solar panels connected here. I did get rid of my wrench, didn't I? Oh, I didn't. Right there. So basically, this is 180 watts. It can do max output. Now it's showing 21. Really? Hey, good. Thank you. I have them connected here to a battery bank, And you can connect battery banks in series. You could, if technically, if you really wanted to, you could do this. And you could have all those connected. But you only have one main charge source, it's like a generator or a solar bank. You cannot hook up. Let's get one in here. Down here. Let's say we throw all this together. Refill it. Turn it on. Okay. You cannot do like this. The batteries you can have generator going to here. That is in essence running and charging these battery banks. We have 300 watt max coming out of here. Basically we have 1200 watts of battery power. Obviously if you're pulling that much wattage out of these banks, you're not going to charge it. But it's just a basic example showing that you can connect more than one battery. So say if you had something you wanted to make sure it kept going, but you probably wouldn't be back for a long while to refuel the generator, but you want to make sure it kept going, you can't have more battery banks with extra batteries in them, and you keep going to the last battery. Turn this on. Put that to there, to here. What is it with you guys today? Ugh. So, yeah, basically, a lot of things. I've had some people ask me about connecting garage doors and making them actually where they, they open from both ways. Now, what I'm not sure on, and I'm going to find out. We're going to set this up. Say open instantly in 3 seconds. On this side, we're going to say 2 seconds. Open 4 seconds. Thankfully, go away. The trick of making one of these doors open, whether it be garage door or the overhead door, garage door, powered vault, powered vault hatch. The trick is to that is you take it from one power source, set here, to one of your cameras. Then, if you take it from that camera and you put it to the other camera, and then if you take it from that camera to the door, and we give it power, do something else here first, because if not, these are all going to go off and on, off and on, off and on. So I set all this up earlier so I would have to. Feel better, lady? Alright. We're going to turn this one on. The real problem here is we don't have power going to that relay. See, I can it has 3 seconds late. Make sure you had enough time when you got into it. You have to keep it open that long. And it should try to close again in 2 seconds. So that gives you time to get out of the way. Stay over here out of the way. Now if we come over here, we have this camera. We have it set up to 2-second delay for 4 seconds. Okay. Oh, 4 seconds. That is the trick with those. And that trick works for all these here. All the little power doors. Hatches, you can set up different timers with those. This one. Power on. Leave batteries on. Okay. Thing must have spotted me. And of course, the cameras, you can set them up. Allies, zombies if you want them, or strangers, whatever. If not, let them walk around. They're going to be able to close. Powered hatch. There's something else I did with it. Fire. Time. Here again, we have the camera set up. Our camera. No, it doesn't. Fixed. Then we have power going to one camera and then to the other. This is the powered drawbridge. One thing to pay attention to, which way you want to face or go down, is make sure this rail is on the side you want to be going down on, because this is not going to open up towards me. This will open up that way. Excuse me. Oops. I missed one power again. See, goes down. Versus the timing you have on each side of the camera scroll, stay down to make a difference on the camera. It's going to take about 10 seconds. It's going to close. Now, like say if you want to know if somebody was going in and out, could do something like this. Do a fire like that. Make sure you put it on each camera. Or you can do it right off the drawbridge. Sure. Now, this one's only going off on this side because, and what you could even do if you really want to be silly is save you in the face. The one. Yeah. Take the cut up. It could be useful in PvP if you had like a little base or something you wanted to hide into. Say you're in this section, you want to know if somebody's coming in or going out. You notice this side is not white. Get this out where it's not so green. Alright, if I go to this side, only this light should light up, but not the other. Ah. Right, real quick. You can use like these cameras for instance, like say you want to know which way the order coming from, like the north, south, east, west, say you're in a section and you're trying to do it. You've got little lights there and corners that help light up to you which way you see it sees them. Over here, for some reason we didn't light up. Oh, we wired to the wrong damn. There we go. I wired to the horn. So yeah, that could be useful too for little tidbits. There are ways you can do it with pressure plates. You do the same thing with like these doors. You know, like a pressure plate on this side and a pressure plate on this side. I should have some here somewhere. Let's say you want to know this thing here. Up that there when you came through. No problem. This here. This one to the one that's not even showing. What the frick? Okay, that's here to there and to here. Again, you'd want to set this up for time. On it. Power. Yeah, okay. Well, fine. We'll just do it this way. Alright. No, it's not showing yellow. So there's no power to that. When you turn this on. Got a yellow there. So that means it doesn't have power. Including you. Now you're annoying. Keep in mind, the solar panels do have a little hum. Not that bad. Battery banks have a little hum. As compared to hearing that. I'm not saying you should use solar, but I am saying that solar is an item. Once you get where you can afford it and do it, it is worth looking into. At least for like lights or doors or something on your system. I really wouldn't want it to run your horde base or whatever because, well, at nighttime, if the batteries run out and if somehow the batteries don't get charged, there is a little technical treat to that. Let's say 180 watts is what you're getting on level 6 up. 120-minute days, you're basically going to recharge about 85 watts of use out of the battery. Basically saying if you have a load here about 85 to 90 watts, during the daytime, 120-minute days, it'll charge and repair these batteries. Otherwise, you got to use repair kits to fix them, which I don't think you can even do that anymore. I don't know. Thought of that. I think they changed that, so that you'd actually have to charge it with a generator. If you go like 200 watts out of this battery bank, one solar bank on 120-minute days is still not going to fully charge it in a day. So you're going to be kind of downside losing battles. So when you're kind of doing that, you want to keep that in mind. You don't want to go too much on the battery bank. I haven't really fully pushed that into it, but in 17 I used to run a lot of things on this, and I found if I went over 200 watts, even over 6 solar panels or solar cells in my panel, one battery was always going down. It never got fully repaired. Or, well, back then I knew you could do it with kids. So, if you're having a problem not keeping these, using a solar, solar cells, you have to have a battery bank. Because once the daylight's gone, this thing is not putting in no power. It's what the battery kicks in after. If you're running that problem with a battery bank with a solar bank, though, and the batteries are not getting fully recharged or fully repaired, you've got too much on that bank, too much on that system for that solar cell to recover. Something to think about. Okay. Turn all this crap on. There's a couple things I want to cover. I've tried to talk with some people, getting to realize on a few things. Here we have your shotgun turret, I think. Yeah. And the auto turret here. I want to test it. I haven't tested what their actual range is. I don't know if it ranges with the light that shows when you have the little wiring tool. I don't totally believe that. But I will prove something to people right now that some people think I'm crazy on, but I'm not. Yeah, we'll do it with this. Does he have any? No. So we'll throw something there. And this came in effective as in, 18. 18, alpha 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 18, 19, and 20. You're just gonna die, dude, when you get near me. No way. 20. Well, anyway, this is 35. Right. That right there, 35 blocks from those darts. 33, 32. In 18, this was the safe max range for dart traps, which is 32 blocks away. In 19, somehow or another, they won't always hit you at this range, but they will. So you have to make sure when, like, say, if you're setting up your darts at one end of the tunnel facing towards you, you want to make sure you have at least 35 blocks of range between you and them. If you don't, we're just going to turn it on. As you can see, wow, brightness thing is really up high. As you can see now, you don't see the dart thing, it's ending right here. But what you're not going to see is, here I'm safe, is every once in a while, these things will whoop, and then they will hit you past their range. They will hit you past that. Let's just say this is a safe range. Okay, safe here at the moment. Still not being hit immediately. And it works different on a server for some reason too. I don't have God mode on. I should still be seeing. Okay, maybe I do. Just check. Why is this thing not hitting me? you know this situation now. Oh, yeah, there it goes. Trust me, on our server we have this Gen 2. If you were staying this close, I don't know why it's not doing anything. Is something up here going on? Let's see here. Oh, there we go. If you can see that dart is actually see the distance of it. There. But what I have is kind of something weird on. And I say weird in a most loosely termed way. You son of a... Back that up there. And we'll just wire this to this. Both of them are not firing because I didn't lock the ammo. Dart trap. Always grab. Let's see if it's what I think is going on. Now you can see it. See the graphics? See that? Let me see if I can scroll down here. Every once in a while, that top dart is going further. This one's right here. This one's stopping here. Something else I don't know what's supposed to work like it's supposed to. So obviously, because they hit me there. Here's another thing that I've noticed. Put dart trap number 3 on. Lock this in. See it. There's the middle one. And the top one is sitting up here. It's actually, I guess, about half a block further. Even though these things are there, they can still randomly, see if it does or not. I've got to go just for a second so I can get that up. Okay. The Deer and Hornet, every once in a blue moon, we'll get a hit in the face if we're not these 35 blocks away. Just that. Like you would be standing here. You'd have your main wall or between you and the zombies like here. Come on. Okay. Take a lighter out of it. This is why I had a problem on the server, which is the same. See top right corner. These darts should be hitting, even though this is just weird. But trust me, on this only game ever, do not trust it. Make sure you're at least 35 blocks away. See, I got hit with one while ago and I was over here. Ow. It's tricky with that, with the range. It's no longer like the 20, 25 range. want to know their exact range. I want them to actually shoot me. Oops, back up. Turn on God mode to heal up. Well, we have an auto turret. Most people know about them. They have the longer range. Basically, you can run them in sync and link, whatever. The auto turrets have more range. Use a 9mm bullet. You cannot use specialty rounds in any of these turrets. The junk turret, the new junk turret, I think, is only one of the turrets you can, but that's not a powered unit. With power on, you can set this up. Turn it on. Are these run off the generator? They sure are. Okay, so what we'll do is this will fire all these back up. I don't feel like this is a noise generator. Again, these do make a little noise. Power on. Spin them around. You can do whatever direction you want to. So if there's some reason you're putting down and you can't get them to like turn the way you want them, doesn't matter. Whatever. These actually make great for help shooting out birds above your base. On war night, you set it up where either map ground. Bring it up so they cannot see any of them in the direction you want, and you can I got stuff for me. It's supposed to shoot at me, but I am not in its range of camera. So if you jump up, done. This thing should light my ass up. Take that off. Get up here. Now, keep in mind, if you put too much out here, once you're hearing like fire, and they stop. These auto turrets, including the shotgun turrets, do have a reload time, like you and I do. See there, reload. That's what that sounds. That's weird. It should. That is not. Okay, that used to work. Alright. I guess we'll be checking out the test ranges on that. Alright. Unlock the ammo. Just go off back. Shotgun for shorter range. Shotgun shells do a pretty decent amount of damage, but they don't have much range. Example here, you've got shotgun does 11 damage. Repellent count of damage is 11. 11, it target armor by 40%, block damage, effective range is only 5. This, range damage is 32, block damage is only 7. Has no armor pop. So realistically, I mean, shotguns are okay, but auto turret. But they really don't do much. They have effective range. We'll do. It's not able to hit. Here it is. It has to have a time for it. It's just not, they're not that effective in range. Once they get up close. So you'd want a shotgun somewhere where they tunnel where they can't really get them in the stand still. No need her over there interfering. That's what that is. That's basically it. There's not a whole lot to it. I can't, again, you cannot add anything else. I heard one guy was talking about slugs and whatever else into them. I haven't tried it, so this could surprise me, but we never been able to do it. Nope. The still holds true. These are only good for handheld shotguns. It has to be regular shotgun ammo. Okay. Do I have these still turned on? Yep. Okay. Well, let's say I'm gonna put some dart traps on it, but you've only got like a small, narrow passageway. Or you only need to cover one or two blocks. And one of my favorite things to do is have one pressure plate per dart trap. Saves ammo. They're in that lane. You should only be firing that lane. Let's say you had 2 lanes and you had 2 dart traps down. Here we got one here and one there. Or let's say you want to cover 2 separate lanes. You got a lane divider for some reason. Just up down here. Got there. That's still not in line. Either one of those is in line. Let me double check. You got one in this lane. Say you had a wall barrier, something between that for some reason, and you had these here. Well, how would you make them fire? What you want them fired both at the same time? Here, you wire to the first pressure plate. Then we'll wire from the first pressure plate to the second pressure plate. You wire that, dart trap, and then the second dart trap. Now when I step on these, they're both firing. Doesn't matter which one I step on, they both fire. Okay. Now, say you did this here. What you can do is just like this is one of my favorite things to do. I like to do it this way. That way, if only if something stepped on is in this lane, it fires, or if it's in this lane, it fires. Long hauls and distances like 30, like I suggest you do a 35, distance between you and the dart trap. I would recommend running anywhere from 5 to 8 seconds for time. Because you got that long haul. These darts, they do a lot of damage. 45 damage. With the block damage of 2. Projectile velocity is 45. Okay. Where is it? I thought there was a way it said something. I can't remember. They fire 2 at once. I guess maybe they don't. Well, there's 5 holes. They used to actually, back in 17, you'd see darts firing out all 5 holes. Now it's just out the center. That. Only the center. Now, one way to protect them from damage is to let them fire or arrows. They will fire through arrows. It does not matter if you take the arrow slit. Or how many arrows that you put them through, for that matter. It will still fire through those. One of those arrows slits are there, so you can technically want to show a bomb. I do this on our horse days. We have them they're far enough back before we start coming out of the hole, which we already have. Start them behind a bunch of arrow slits with ball barriers to help protect them from pop off or whatever the hell, whatever happens. Okay, so there's that. Like I said, I find it interesting if you have 2, so above, one above ground, this top dart won't start higher, shoot further a little bit. Kind of unique. Another thing I like to do, and let's say you're doing things and you want to make sure your dart trap set up and everything else is there, but you only want your dart traps or electric fences. You can do electric fences. Or basically anything. You just want it to have a chance to activate into a certain time zone. Welcome to the timer electric relay. What timer we have? 14, 18. So let's just set this for like say 1500. And we'll say set like say 1600. Okay, so basically we're going to we'll take about a lot of things, but do it right here. I'm pretty sure this one is run. It's run up to here. Alright, so you run power from a power source, obviously be going to the switch, which is our godsend. You can't actually just kill the power. Then if you need more range to get to your connections, well, that's something else I gotta do. I haven't done yet. Go from here to a regular relay. Okay. Now, from this relay, we can go to something like these blade traps. Right? We do switch. We have the green light on. It shows we have power, but they're not on. But why aren't they on? Because they're not. It is not technically 1500 hours. So if I bring the time up to 1511, I power up. Doesn't really matter. We'll back the time so we stay in daylight. We'll go back to 900. Oh, it's out of time zone. It shuts off. Terrible. This is one way you can do things like trying to conserve power, but you want to make sure things are there on for like late at night or whatever, it helps. Sometimes it's really neat. It's not something you use a lot, but let's say like one of the people have your base set up, you have like you have a couple of shotgun turrets or an auto turrets or whatever. You got something guarding your front, main doors where they would come in, and you don't want the people like don't want to run around at night. You can set that up to whenever nighttime starts, say whatever time is wanted, and then you can have it stop and say at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's usually a good time to shut off anyway because hey, even Horde night ends at 4 o'clock in the morning regardless. So that's not a bad choice. You always want to shut them off. Light traps, like I said, you can set them up in several different directions. You can mount them upside down. You can rotate those little boogers even upside down on the ground if you wish. Advance. We'll use advance. See, now it's upside down. Now it's going to hit like the knees and the feet of crawlers if you really want them to hit that. If they take a pretty good sized block space. Mrs. TV. They will set that way. But no, you cannot just stop each other. If you do, they just collapse. There's no support. One does not support the other. If you look at the information on them, mass block, multi-block, horizontal support, it says 300, but it will not support anything. Vertical support, no. So if you want to have it set up, you want to make sure you have it set up kind of like what I have here. A block for it to sit on, a block give it a gap, or just say you wanted to have it like this was your tunnel for the zombies to walk in. You could do that and force them to come through there. Maybe a double meat grinder. Keep in mind when these things get 500 hit points. Nail gun. See, they have 2,000 hit points. When they get down to 500, they will stop. They won't be destroyed. I think it's 500 or maybe 400 now. I don't know. But they will stop working. Then you'll have to repair them. When you repair them, you need forged steel. Just like these electrical fences, when you need to repair them, you need iron and this electrical parts. Why do I have such problems with remembering? I'll get to that here in a second. I'm going to pop some of this loose. Where's my wrench? Yes, I used the most incredible cranky blocks I could when I made them. I don't want things to fall out. Go boom. Those have a lot of strength to them. I don't care. This doesn't look right without being painted. Okay. Now, one other thing I've noticed, electrical fences, everybody loves electrical fences. You see a lot of problems with certain things. I'll cover that first. Otherwise I'll jump around. There was something else I wanted to cover too. Take away. I won't need those. Trying to figure out which one what I had wired to on this side. Obviously you want to do it wire. A lot of people do it. They'll wire. They'll put like a power source on this end, okay? Which obviously get here. Then they would start wiring it this way and go outward. If you look at the line here while I'm holding the wrench, that is showing where the circuit power is going. This is the last final one. Those little dots show the arrows there. It's just showing which way the current is flowing. If you want to start them, like, let's say you had a tunnel down here, alright, and you want them to come down, and you've got them where they are, you know, you've got them hurting to you, or you've got a certain path that you want them to come into your path. Okay, but you want electric fences. Hey, you know, slow them down, give them a little damage while you're at it, make them easier pickings, but you're going to line them up for the headshot. Nothing wrong with that. Connect all these I can. And I'm going to show you something that you notice these are really far apart. And then some people, I do it like a basic one. I do like, I don't know how you get the extra range. So, range am I talking? 10, 11, the plate trap somewhere, 12. So basically, they're 14 apart. That's a very big, wide area for electric fences to go across. Not bad. If you try to do it the normal way, you would be doing, most people do it, they'll grab this, they'll run, and they'll get where the line is red, and then they're like, well, I can't touch it, I can't touch it. Well, there's a trick to it. Most people do it like here, and they say, look, that's as far as I go, they put your electric fence down. That's a whole lot of extra line laying there. If you needed it, that access, you can get. All the trick is to keep it, now like make sure this is in the red. If this goes red, it doesn't matter. Clicking, nothing. If you can back up just enough where it's still black, but yet you can see the wattage, that means it will connect. Boom. Now, you can put the electric fences upside down, but you need something for them to be supported. You can't even lay them sideways. Doesn't look like it. So here. I mean, I've got these upside down just for the can something for like a low crawl. But the trick is you need, it has to have support. So advance. Turn them sideways, whatever. They go upside down. And you can lay them this way. Again, you can lay them down on the ground, but you're kind of floating. Nobody really likes to see that. Still, I think a better choice to have it like that. So they are all. You only do these, you want to go through switch, you want to make sure that all is close to where you're at. Because, and there's a reason. Second, again, we're going to go wiring connect here. Try to get this close enough where we can see it. It's not red. Like a half a step forward. Red, but not yet. Fine. In. Now what this is going to do, first electric fence that gets hit, or it's being in use, see here, I can't click. I'm in the red. I back up a half a step. Click. Got it. First electric fence is constantly being hit. going to be the first one that's going to take priority damage and fail. You don't want that. Or rather, you can't really help avoid it if you get to where you can repair them. But you don't want the one that fail to be the one first to fail. Be that first one out from you, because if you wire from the other angle, like say, like you wired it from that angle to here, and you wired it from this end, and you went back towards your power source over here, or whatever, however you read it, your last line was here. When this first electric fence post fails, the whole line goes dead. Nothing else powers. No electric fences are working. But if you do it from this angle, if this one fails, or these two go down, these others are still active because the input feed, the line going that way, is starting from this end, which is the last final end where you can see. That is the reason why when you do this, you want to make sure that when these fail, this end, those stay active. If you start your hot wire from this side and you go that way, this one fails and you can't repair it, these all fail. They all go down. Chain circuit. That will break the chain circuit if this one fails. It's the first one feeding power to everybody else. Like that, these are not bad. Bam. Hi, sorry. We'll try it again. Now, let's say something happens and it fails. This is going to knock the shit out of it, right? They say that one failed. Oh, look. And they're going. Second one went down. These fences are still going. If you done the other way around, though, it would have been no current whatsoever. Something to think about. Sounding a little weirder than normal. So again, like I said, these time relays, it's not people don't like them. You can use them. Okay, let's say you're doing something with solar, or you're doing, you want to conserve your gas energy. Let's say all right, you turn this on. It's using 3 watts right now. I don't know why it's using 3 watts because these relays have 1 watt each. Let's say it's nighttime. Just put them light. I didn't throw them away. Nope. Alright. Nighttime obviously. Let's say nighttime you want to actually have some light. They're on. Okay. What if you take this thing here and you set the time to 1800 hours you can get dark and it's dark off. So basically, you're not using those extra lights power light service, battery, something else. But do this, and we set the time to like 1900 hours. Da-da-da. That one's timer. Yep. This way you could actually conserve your gas energy and only have something power up, like I said, light or a late night temperature. If they, you know, you're like I said, you're staying in your base late at night, you're smelting a bunch of crap, fingers running around your base, and you've got outlets outside. You don't want them running all the time. Well, nighttime, you don't want to run out the base into the damn dark either, do you? Do the timer turn things on and off. What am I missing? Oh, I got the plane trap, I got the wood here. We didn't get the test range for some reason. I wanted to do that. I've never cut that test out. Oh yeah, then you got one thing that you can use. What's that set for? 2200? Okay, that's fine. Let's say we do this here. Alright, we have the same thing with these. These are tripwires. You can put them in this sequence. And you can still do the same little extra range trick to get a little more ground coverage. You don't have to use as many as I'm using. I'm just showing you that you can do it. Again, I'm wiring towards the outer edge. So it's the first tripwire. If some reason happens to it, goes down, the other will still activate. And then of course you run, I don't know, I never tried this part. I'm going to have to try it. Let's see, I connect this to this. Okay, so this one is set for what time? 2200. Check this down to, what time is it? Doesn't really matter, the power turned on. Now there's power to these. But look, they only activated once the tripwire. And you can set them up to have time triggers, seconds, whatever. Pretty much whatever. If you set one, they'll all pretty much run sometime. It doesn't hurt to go back and check. I mean, go ahead and all because they won't do nothing. Best to make sure like those are like these. You want them protected by a wall, break wall or something. Keep them because they have very good. Here. Kramer and a bunch of others. Well, I'm always worried about because they don't have real small mass. They have no vertical. So obviously, they have a couple of them. They only take one watt of power. Hit points not much. Compared to these, have 1,000 hit and they have an explosion resistance. Say a cop top or something. These do not. And once they take a solid hit on their hit points with no other type of resistance, they're gone. They just split. They no longer work. That's about it. Like I said, I do know you can set these up, these doors and stuff here to make it where somebody has to stand on the other side for it to open. I don't. I think I find that really silly. Basically, you would use it like, say, if a zombie was stepping up here on the door and he's beating on the door would stay closed until you came on the other side, you open it up, and then of course the door would open, of course then the zombie's coming after you, and then you try to help kill it. But, I prefer to have them where they open and close on their own. But that is basically it. Like I said, I don't know why it's so different. I'll tell you, including me, Joe's Place, those darts will hit you at 30. If you're at like 33, 34 range, you'll be sitting in the middle of Horror Night, and all of a sudden you're getting hit, and there's nothing close to you, and you'll notice you'll be getting nailed by those dart traps. So make sure when you set these up that you keep in mind that these can go up to 35 blocks in max range. So you don't end up eating one, because even with PvP off, it does not matter. These things have absolutely no give a damn who they hit. It's like a grenade in real life. It's to whomever may be concerned, it's in the wrong place at the wrong time. They will hurt you. Even if you have the pressure plates, whatever, like here, doesn't have it, they don't have it. These don't have it. You know, the Allister stuff you can put them up zombies, whatever. It does not matter. These dart traps do not care. If you're in front of the range and those darts can hit you, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt a lot. I've got most of my deaths are testing things and trying to figure out things on our server. And some of them, probably half of those 8 or 9 deaths are from the dart trap. Oh, there was one other thing I could show. I wanted to show. I think now. Do I have? All right. Let's say you have your dart traps way out here, or your pressure points way out there. Let me set this up. All right. Let's say. Here. Okay. We're going to go to here. And from here, we're going to wire this here to that. Now, let's just say this, like I said, obviously you can get like 15 range. What if you had those other, your pressure plates way down here, further down the other end? You know what? Let's just do it totally different. Set this up like I really think of it. Alright, so we got here to there. That's not average, you know. It's not average what you'd want to connect to, right? We'll put one here. We'll put a pressure plate here. Now, of course, if you would do this where it's underground. You'd hide this tunnel path. try this. It used to work. It may not anymore. We're going to go from here to here. We're using a relay. We're going to this pressure plate. Let's set this up for a run for a few seconds so I'm sure. But what if you're too far away to reach that? Do another there. Do a relay. Do a relay. Trap. Mammal. Will it fire? That's a good thing. We are powered, right? No, we're not. I'm like, oh, disappointing. Well, not only do relays work, I know they worked before, but I don't know if they changed it. But you can do it to help extend where your plates are. Using relays back to trigger the trap. So in that aspect, for how long you have it or where you have it to have it set it off from, because I mean these things don't have no hit points. I mean these things are like what 100 hit points. Yeah, they might as well be those little guys. So anything hits them or pops them a few good times, they're gone. Then the circuit's broken. So you're not going to do something like, oh, I don't know. Let's say you dug your trench. Okay. You want to make it like too deep. Okay. Then you would throw this here down where your connection would be running through. What the hell is that? Weird thing. Okay. So then what you would do, if you really wanted to be clever and you're going out and you're outside. Yes, I said dirt. And you could fill up how you hide it. There you go. Relays underground. I learned to do this trick basically when I was doing Shugs last year. I believe it was last year. We did the Christmas build server, and I was trying to do the Grinch thing. Mikoski was in there, and he was doing power to everybody, but he was like having wires everywhere, pretty much. And we started digging trenches between the houses from the power supply, the power plant he built. Freaking awesome. And we hid a lot of the wiring was coming into the houses by using that little trick. Something to think about. So let's say you have it here and you want to hide it and you're outside and whatever. And, you know, I got this here, but I got my relays. I can run wires up to there and whatever, but I don't know how to hide my wires. Well, it's at least too deep. So your relay down there, or whatever, you know, using that for example, covered over with dirt. Ta-da! Hidden. Zombies aren't going to try to attack it. They're going to walk over and slam it as they're walking around with their arms swinging around like, swinging their arms around like they just don't care, you know. Use it to hide it. Or if you're doing PvP and somewhere and see if you got a generator. Again, like watching a guy's series now where one guy and two of the guys are hunting him. If you get that set up, I mean, you could have things hidden wherever, and you know, you can work it out. You can hide your power line. They'd never see the power line. You might hear the generator or power supply. Because even if you bury these underground, you still hear these. I tried. It doesn't really make any difference. Still go here. Well, hopefully. See, that's a ghost sound. There's no power to them, but they're still making a sound. Hello, fun pimp. So I hope this kind of helps some people. Maybe help you figure out a few things here and there. Oh, one thing I did notice. Let me get this up here. When I built this frame around it. Okay, let me do this. I'll show you something I did notice this. I don't know if this is. Still stand. There's a gap there. Somebody noticed. May or may not have. I think it did. I'll tell you anyway. Okay. When I go put these blocks in, I can do like here. Okay. When I come over here, since I have God mode, I can. Right? Let's take God mode off. And where is this ladder? It was giving me problems. I want to find out if it's just the load I had earlier or if it's actually a problem. I think it was just a problem. It looks like I could do it now if I really wanted to. Oop, oop. Nope. See? That's red right there. No, come on, show me again. I find it interesting. Right there. Right there, see? I'm clicking, it won't go. If I go up here, right here in the center, I can. It's kind of weird to me. I'm in God mode. I can put it in. Well, nope, I still can't put it there. Ah, that's interesting. I still can't click it to put it. I can in front of it. Let's check the other side. Nope. I can do it on this side. I just can't do it on the other. I don't understand why those two blocks can't do that. We obviously can't. Well, these are empty. But you can fill in between, so that's alright. I guess we keep birds or whatever flying from across. I thought that was interesting to think of for a note. I'm going to end this year. Like I said, I hope this helped. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. Maybe it answered some questions. Somebody gets to see it. Anybody questions or whatever, you always send me a PM message somewhere on Discord, or you can find me on Twitch and send me a message. I'll try to answer it and try to get answers if it's something that you don't quite get. I've been kind of been saying I was going to do this make one of these for a while. Kind of advanced, but not really advanced, just wiring tips and tricks that I've learned. I'm by no means a master at this thing, but God, I don't like it. No, dark, no. But like I said, any questions, send me a message. I'll try to get the answer or find the answer. I still have a few questions of my own on a few things. I'm going to get a hold of some people and find if they can help me figure out the answers. But I think that, thank y'all for showing up. Like I said, maybe it was a little informative, maybe it was a little boring, it was a little long-winded. But yeah, I'll always put this up on my YouTube when I get a chance. And God bless, and good night.